The records are now open. Hello. Welcome everyone to another episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. I'm Emily Harrison, founder director here inside the Akashic Academy, which is a modern day mystery school specializing in training in your Akashic records. What are your Akashic records? They are the realm of consciousness that hold all information, past, present, and future, recorded from the God perspective or goddess perspective. I'm down with that perspective as well. The point is, we get to look through the lens of unconditional love and zero judgment, as well as infinite possibility. These are the characteristics of God mind. And when you begin to examine your life, right? If the record told every detail of your life, then they're going to hold a record of important events in your life. A lot of times we think of important events as weddings and births of children. And yes, those are very important events along the way. But you know what the other important events in our life in this human incarnation, what those important events are? It's our traumas that we've experienced. And the traumas that we have experienced have caused us to adapt. Humans are incredibly adaptable creatures. And so what happens is we adapt and we evolve or devolve, perhaps. And we don't stand in our fullest potentiality because we're scared and we've been hurt and we have lost track of mechanisms that allow us to heal the emotional body here on the planet right now. How many of you can relate? Maybe you're feeling the emotional body aspects of healing that you need to do in your life. If your emotions feel out of control or messy, or you have dramatic relationships with people, trust me, you need to work on the emotional body. We all do in some form or fashion. Some of you may be feeling more in your finances, that you feel like you're stuck. In the physical world, you're noticing stuck energy in places. Well, this is all from our trauma, from unprocessed trauma. So the Akashic records are an incredible tool that allow us to see from this higher perspective so that we can shift and heal. All right. And I'm going to give you an experience using them like that today. But first I want to tell you a little bit more. By the way, thank you all of you who are saying hi to me. Yvonne, Freakus. Oh wait, that's you, Peter. I don't have my glasses on. You're not a freakus though, but you are sometimes a freakus. You're frescoes. Ray, I see you. Gio, I see you. Sabrina, I see you. TD, thank you all for being here. Renee Crenshaw in the house. I love it. Christopher in the house. Yes. Say hello once you get here and take a moment to look through the comments quickly and see all of the different locations that people are tuning in. Nancy, I see you. Lauren, I see you. And begin to imagine pinpoints of light illuminating all over the world. So for those of you who said hi and didn't mention where you were from, send us another message in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I'm coming to you from the High Sierras here in Reno, Nevada, transmitting this energy that we all get to play in here today. If this is the first time you're joining, again, I'm Emily Harrison, the founder director here. And while we specialize in training in the Akashic records, because everybody has the ability to read their Akashic records, it's my opinion that in order to advance on this planet, we're going to need to tap into resources like our Akash. And as we are all awakening together and our intuition is turning back on, we're able to perceive beyond the 5 physical senses. We have the ability to tap back in to this realm of consciousness, which becomes an inner leader, your inner teacher, inner guidance for each one of us. And it's like having a crystal ball in your pocket that's connected to source energy. I don't know why y'all wouldn't want it, right? To me, that's how you know that you're in your mission, that you're in your genius, in your medicine. When it feels so natural, like, duh, of course, we all need to tap into this. So we're going to talk about using the records today. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. But my favorite way to use the records is to train visionaries and thought leaders how to open up their Akashic records so that they access superior creative genius. We can bypass our mundane human thoughts and tap into greater levels of creative genius so that we can innovate paradigm systems and structures here on the planet. So I really love working with those of you who feel called into a bigger mission to shift and change things here on the planet. And the records hold keys to you becoming a master in your field, to master whatever this area of passion, of curiosity, of excitement is. So many of us have passion, curiosity, excitement in areas of the esoteric and energy healing, whether it's from animal communication to dreaming to, there's a lot of life coaching happening right now, astrology, starseed genealogy. What are some of the other ones that you guys probably have certifications in? A lot of these things, theta healing. What's the other one that I can't think of right now that is complicated? It's so complicated, but it's really cool. Human design. All right. So that being said, we're going to jam for about the next 25 minutes. I've monologued for 5 minutes here. We're going to jam for the next 25 minutes in the Akashic Records. I have already opened the space of the Akashic Records before we came in here together. So as you are coming in, please notice that you might tap higher aspects of superconscious intelligence, of higher minds. Welcome to the club. And what I want to do for you and for all of us, really, I want to do it for myself too. I get excited about what comes in through your questions, but I want to encourage you to ask questions. I'm not going to get to everybody's question, but we'll run through 3 different questions. And somehow, some way, I promise you, there will be a thread that runs through all 3 of the topics that we tap into today that allows the wisdom and intelligence to continue to build on itself. Okay? And even if I don't answer your question specifically, I do definitely try to circle back and share insight with as many of you as possible if I don't get to your questions live. But I'll also encourage you, even if I don't get back to your ass ever, like some of my agents in Hollywood. You don't know, before I did this work, I was an actress. Nobody freak out. Actress turned psychic. You're in good hands. Just stick around. The actress part just makes it a little more entertaining, a little more fun as we go along. All right. I forgot what I was saying about actress turned psychic, but anyway. Let's rock and roll. I think you guys get it. We're going to jam, right? I'd say even if I don't answer your question, it's good for all of us. Oh. That's where I got off trail. I said, even if I never get back to your question, like sometimes my agents in Hollywood would never get back to me, my parents would say, hey, when are you going to hear about that job? I said, maybe never. Even if I don't get back to you, the universe will not leave you hanging. Your higher self will not leave you hanging. You will notice signs, clues, conversations with others, dreams, perhaps. Okay, good. Elle Van Treese is finding this entertaining. I'm glad. All right, so we're going to rock and roll. I'm going to encourage you to light up my chat box with questions now. And not only will I share insight that flows through from higher intelligence from the Akashic Records, but we'll also do an energy healing or a transmission around the different topics to help us embody our higher wisdom. Okay. All right. Let's see what we have. I'm going to put my glasses on. All right, Freakus, I saw you with a question. Yesterday, I went to the bank and said, see ya, to the teller. And as I walked outside, I see a license plate on a truck reading, see ya. Very cool. When something like this happens, what exactly is the universe telling me? All right, the universe can be telling you a lot of different things. And it's going to be individual for each one of us. But the point is that the universe wants you to stop and ask, what is the universe telling me? There's an opportunity to acknowledge the synchronicity and then see what the universe wants to share with you. Now, when I notice synchronicities like that, oftentimes I will tune into my thoughts and say, all right, Emily, what were you just thinking? And see if I can get any insight from maybe what I was thinking. Maybe it's something that I'm excited about, I'm working on manifesting. Maybe it's a challenge, because a lot of our thoughts are happening subconsciously. We don't recognize them. And when we have a synchronicity like that, like a wake up call, like, see ya. What do you see? What do you see in your field? That's how I work with that energy a lot. But there are a million different ways that we can work with it. And the point is, can we wake up within the dream? So what happens is in life, we begin to go on autopilot. Can we wake up within the dream that is life? Truly, it is a dream. We're creating, we're lucid dreaming as we go. How many of you lucid dream at nighttime as a practice, by the way? Lucid dream as a practice, anybody? It's an interesting one. It's not necessarily challenging. Ooh, getting definitely a transmission and attunement coming in for some of you here. Wayne says Sia and Sia is interesting communication, right? Sabrina says yes with the lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is such an incredible skill that we have. Not only if you can wake up within the nightscape or your dreamscape at nighttime, what happens is you're using theta brainwaves. So theta brainwaves don't recognize limitation. And if you can wake up and interact with the dreamscape on a higher frequency, you can try on new skills, new Jedi skills. You can ask to be taken to places to study, to learn about esoteric knowledge. You can reconnect with loved ones. So it's a really powerful skill that helps us in our waking life, but it's also a metaphor for our waking life. Because what happens is we get absorbed into our waking life and we're not aware of our thoughts, which lead to emotions, which lead to behaviors. And we're basically acting subconsciously, or we are asleep. Can you wake up within the dream? And if you can wake up within the dream, you're golden. Peter, here's another way that I like to work with that energy. And that is when I have a moment of synchronicity that wakes me up within the dream, it also speaks to a level of alignment and coherence of my awareness of, oh, wow, I am creating this in a way that I might have just lost track of. Y'all follow me? I'm creating my life. That's this. I'm projecting into this holographic reality, which gives me feedback that feels very real and solid. It's a cool experiment. Earth school is a tricky school. It's challenging when you really start wrapping your head around it. But when I can wake up within the dream and recognize that I am in an alignment of coherence in that moment where I recognize my own power of creation, I use it and I start seeing the vision of the Academy, Akashic Academy headquarters and the mystery school. It's my go-to. My vision is very clear and powerful, and that's one way that I use it. How's that? Does that resonate with you guys? Did you get some good stuff out of that? Cool. Peter said, I also had a dream last night. I was hanging with Taylor Swift and her family. Okay, interesting that we're connecting, making dream connection here. Very cool. All right, so let me see what, I got my Yaks mug today. If you've been to Yaks in Mount Shasta, type Yaks in the comments. Let me hear you. All right, let me see what activation the guides want to bring in today around the lucid dream. Actually, the guides want to speak just a little bit more about dream time. And they're saying there is a lot of activity happening in dream time right now, whether you are consciously aware or not. We are all being trained in the dreamscape, and you have the opportunity to consciously interact with that. There is a dream activation to increase lucidity or the ability to wake up within the dream coming in right now. If you want to receive that, you can just type yes. I'll give you some quick training on reality checks as well. Reality checks are a tool that will help you wake up within the dream faster. And then the guides also want to not only activate the dreamscape, but then also activate our waking life as well, increasing our ability to wake up within the dream. Okay. This is also going to look like recognizing your own foul behavior, the guides are saying. I don't know which one of y'all got foul behavior still happening out there. And it's not necessarily foul behavior really intensely. Like I was acting it out a little bit there and putting some energy and emotion into it. Anything that is not in alignment with your highest levels of kindness right now, this is the big one. Kindness is huge. But the areas where you are being invited to take ownership of a higher level of kindness are going to come through with this one. So be ready. Be ready, be ready, be ready. Okay, because, this is so good too. I don't think I can go into a long explanation around this. Sorry, guys. So good. But it just connected to some other pieces of training and wisdom that the guides have brought in for me over the course of this week. Again, I got to stay on track here. It's a good one. It's a good storyline. But it makes perfect sense why lucid dreaming and waking up within the dream and stepping into a higher level of kindness are connected. Those of you who are taking on this challenge, you said yes, you want to open up to lucid dreaming. Thank you for doing the work at this level. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to stay grounded here and teach you that reality check that I said I was going to teach you. So in order to wake up within the dream, what we need to do is learn how our brain works and begin to use that to our advantage. So I talked about the thoughts. We have a lot of thoughts that are happening that we don't recognize. And a vast majority of these thoughts are repetitive. Something like 80% of the thoughts that you are thinking are the same thoughts that you had yesterday. They're repetitive thoughts. So what we want to do is we want to create a repetitive thought that we can think enough times that it starts happening on autopilot, and then we'll think it in the dream and it will help us wake up. And it looks a little something like this. Reality check. Asking myself, am I dreaming right now? No, I'm not dreaming because I'm live on the air, Akashic Answers with Emily, and I'm looking around. I can see my microphone over here and feel it, even though I didn't plug it in today. Go Yeti. And I got my tuning fork here, and I'm feeling it in my hands. As I pick it up, my hand's picking it up. I'm not dropping out of my hand. No, I'm not dreaming. And then I want to do that again at some point in the day as I'm driving to pick up Viv. Am I dreaming? No, I'm not dreaming because I'm driving and I'm in the car and I'm going to get Viv and I'm jamming to my favorite song. And I don't even have a favorite song. Maybe I am. No, I'm not dreaming right now. And eventually what will happen, you want to do this this reality check about 5 times a day in your waking life. And if you do it at the same time every day, make it repetitive, it ingrains faster. And what will eventually happen is you'll be dreaming and your mind will be like, am I dreaming right now? And you'll be like, no, because I'm driving to school to get Viv and I feel the steering wheel in my hand and I just passed a purple dinosaur. Wait a second. I am dreaming. Okay, you see how it works? Cool. All right, let me know if you learned a little something new there in talking about lucid dreaming and reality checks and how to wake up within the dream. Send some love likes, hearts across the screen. I see Wayne said learning new things here. Tuning fork. Yes, this is actually a weighted tuning fork. So it's got the weights on the end. So it's made to use on the body. I just learned that. Even though I've been using this on my body intuitively for, I got this before Vivian was born. My mom gave it to me. It's calibrated the frequency of Om. Vivi's 15, so this is about 15 years old. So for the past 15 years daily, I've been putting this heart chakra up here in the third eye to the ears, bouncing energy, flinging it around like it's a wand. The frequency of this one is calibrated to Om, 135.1. I'll show you there. I'm showing Instagram right now. And then I'll show you down here on StreamYard. Let's see. Okay. MetaVibe technology. Cool. And the weighted tuning forks, again, meant to be used on the body. The other tuning forks that are not weighted or crystalline tuning forks, they work on the field. And I think that this is an incredible tool. If you guys don't have tuning forks, I would definitely recommend getting a tuning fork. Remember, sound is the primordial frequency. Primordial creation energy is specifically Om. And so when you're constantly tuning your body to this, I feel like it helps to bring you back into a state of God mind. That's how it helps me. I guess I should have said all of that in first person. For me, when I use this, I feel like it is bringing me back into a higher state of God mind. Cool. All right, rock and roll. Let's take some more questions here. All right, Instagram, light me up with some questions. Sabrina says such a powerful tool. Yes, can't say enough about sound and sound healing. So important. Find yourself your own MO around sound healing, whether it's a tuning fork, whether they're sound bowls. I've got crystal bowls and bells and triangles and all kinds of stuff. I got drums. Drums are amazing too. Okay, let's see here. Yes, I have stood over my crystal bowl when it's vibrating. It's pretty fun. I actually got one that you can hold and rotate around the head because I love that vibrational frequency of it being close and moving in the field. Awesome. All right. Binaural beats. Yes. All of this will help you wake up, guys. Do it. Okay. Barbara Parker. Hi, Emily. Does the records have something I need to hear? Yes, it does, Miss Barbara. And that is the invitation to get the word need out of our vocabulary. Who notices or has studied neuro-linguistic programming? And because of it, you notice what you say more acutely. More awarely is what I actually mean. You notice what you say more awarely. You're more aware of what you say after linguistic programming. Come on, I know you guys are high level in here. Who's done NLP, neuro-linguistic programming? Okay. The words that we say, talking about Om being the primordial creation energy. I say, whether you believe it, that God spoke the universe into existence, or whether you believe in the Big Bang, sound is what brought energy into being. And as humans, we've been given a voice. We make sound. You manifest by what you speak, by what you say. Many of you have heard of spells, casting spells. That's spelling. It's words spelled out. It's very important to understand the vibrational frequency of language and construction. Language builds societies. You get me? Feel that on many, many levels. Our words are living. Yes, Barbara Parker. So what the guides have shared with me this past week is when we say that we need something or someone else needs something, it came in for me when I was excitedly working with somebody who has cool skills, and I'm coaching and cheerleading this person to get that refinement of their skills. And I say, the world needs your skills. And my guides say, no, it doesn't. I'm like, tell me more. Need comes from a place where we are acknowledging lack, and everything is already inherently whole. And so to move into this higher state of healing, we've got to have a perspective shift around our wholeness versus our lack of wholeness or separateness. Okay. So need inherently acknowledges lack. What we could follow instead that has a higher vibrational frequency is want and desire. Yet that shit got squashed in the Garden of Eden, y'all. So we've all been programmed, and it has been consecrated and passed down through our carbon-based DNA to believe in some form or fashion that you should not be following your desires. I had a boyfriend one time in college or in high school and college along the way, who I would say, well, I need such and such. And he would say, do you need or do you want? And then he would say, because he was a bit of a redneck cowboy, God love him, he would say, want in one hand and shit in the other, Emily, and see which one fills up faster. I don't know if him or any of his family. If you know who this is, by the way, and you private message me, I will give you a free reading. It's hilarious. So in some form or fashion, we have been taught that we need to make a distinguishing difference between needs and desires, and needs come first, and your desires, if you ever get there, good luck, stinker. So shifting our vocabulary to what our desires are. The world desires this. No, the world desires this right now. Isn't this fun? I don't know about you, but once I got turned on to this work and began to look at things differently, first of all, my mind was blown by the magic. I'm a creative storyteller at my heart. And so to look at things differently and see the story differently, that inherently feels magic. But then we get access to what is unseen and skills, and we get to create and empower ourselves and be free in a different way. And that excites me. Right? We want it. We don't need it. We want it. We want it. That lack, the darkness, it's just serving the light. It's just serving the need and the desire. Say amen if you're feeling me. All right, cool. All right, so let's work on an activation in the not solar plexus, sorry, drop down one more chakra. We're going to go into the sacral. We're going to work on healing the Eve wound. Just breathe into your sacral. Sacral is the womb energy, reproductive organs, lower belly, nice deep breaths. If you participate in this activation and breathing through this center of your body right now, you will release unprocessed emotion. Okay, unprocessed emotion will come up. Know it, see it, breathe through it, be with it. If you don't have tools, reach out to a friend if you have a friend that does energy healing or that can support you. We need support going through this, but you will release unprocessed emotion and it will be good for you. It will help you manifest more dynamically. All right, breathing that into the sacral. Okay, so for those of you who are taking on that activation, that challenge to be present with your unprocessed emotion as it comes up, go get them. Thank you for doing the work. You're clearing not only for yourself, but for the collective. And the more and more energy that we clear along the way, the more we take ownership of our own experience here on the planet, heal it, resolve it, choose differently. The more of our DNA that turns on, the more access to our power we get, the faster we can manifest and create a life that is really exciting for us to live, but is also really good for the planet. That's what we're being called into right now in these moments. And that is what is possible with the Akashic records. For those of you who have had a great experience today and you want to learn more about reading your records, reach out to me privately. We're not going to talk a whole lot about that on the air, but I do want to give you a present. And I want to make sure, okay, so I'm sharing the present with you all here on StreamYard. If you're tuning in on Instagram, wait until we wrap up and then go find my link tree so you can download the Open a Vortex in Your Own Home PDF. This is an awesome PDF that will begin to raise the vibrational frequency in your home. It will support you doing this work. It will support you in your abundance. It will support you in more vitality, more health, more energy, more chi energy. But I'm not BSing any one of y'all. The more you raise your frequency and the more you start manifesting the things that you want, the more you are also required to deal with your own shit. So your shit will come up. So if you're in my frequency and you've come in here today and you're excited to build and grow, I feel you. You're going to get that. And I also want you to know that that growth requires taking high levels of personal responsibility. You can't blame, from this point forward, you can't blame anybody else for anything that's happening in your life if you like hanging out here in this space, the culture of the space here. Amen. 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 Yeah, because I can't hold space or empower any of you if I am also buying into a story that you are disempowered. That's of the false matrix. High five. I love you all. Thank you all so much for being here today. I think we only got through 2.5 questions, but I think there's a lot of good information in this space. I love you. If this has served you, please share this out, because the more and more of us that do this work and that we take responsibility for what we have miscreated, areas where we haven't been as kind as we could be, areas where we're not living up to our potential, the easier it gets for everyone to do this. And it's why you want to be in a community where people are committed and devoted to unfolding in the highest potential timeline, the highest good for me and everybody connected to me to you and everybody connected to you. That's building the new earth, people. And I heard that. All right, I'll see you here next.